In July of 2023, a teacher at Seoul Elementary School in Seoul was found dead in her own classroom. The cause of death was discovered to be herself, but in notes, investigators discovered a different story. The work had become unbearable, the pressure from the parents overwhelming, and the children untouchable. This incident was one of many accidents arising from the violation of teachers' rights in South Korea. What's more interesting is that this recent phenomenon came after years of fighting for students' rights. A country that fought over excessive corporal punishment of children years later found itself pushing teachers to death. Today I will be talking to you about the erosion of school authority in South Korea. I'll be discussing the causes, effects, and provide some solutions. So first, what is the definition of authority? Max Weber, a German sociologist, defined authority as a social relationship in which one party can influence the behavior of another. Emile Durkheim, a French sociologist, states educational authority can be developed through superior knowledge, charisma, legal power, or socially conferred respect. In the context of South Korea, the erosion of school authority refers to the loss of school administrators' authority through things like helicopter parenting, aggressive civil complaints, or things like legal restrictions to disciplinary actions. A survey of 2,390 elementary school teachers conducted by the Elementary School Teachers Union reports 99.2% of the respondents experienced infringements of their teaching rights, specifically through harassment, abusive language, or violence from parents and students. So how did this situation start, especially in a country known for its excessive focus on academic success? The causes are 1. Historical, 2. Structural, and 3. Current. First, the correction of past mistakes. South Korea during the 1990s was still recovering from military rule and its remnants transferred into the classroom. Corporal punishments were encouraged because teachers often beat and slapped their students in the name of discipline. Over time, awareness of students' rights led to things like major policy changes such as the 2010 Students' Rights Ordinance and the 2011 Amendment to the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, and it banned corporal punishment entirely and restricted all disciplinary punishment in schools. While these rules were made to protect children's well-being and health, it also heavily restricted traditional discipline and rule enforcement overall. The second cause exacerbated this, the loose legal definitions of abuse. Laws that protect students include terms like emotional violence and negligence, but these terms are often very unclear. In a classroom, a single teacher is responsible for many students at the same time. Students may talk, ignore instructions, or disrupt the lesson in different ways. In these situations, teachers are expected to endure as much as each loving parent when teachers have entirely different workloads and responsibilities or many classes to teach. As a result, their normal duties become interpreted as abuse. The third cause gave the final blow, recent developments. The private tutoring industry was worth 29.2 trillion Korean won in 2024, the highest ever, lessening the importance of focusing on school. Also, COVID has reduced social capacity amongst children that grew up at home. Most importantly, the emergence of AI means that students can now use AI tools to expedite learning. Because of this, there is much less need to listen carefully in class or follow instructions for teachers. There's less demand. This reduces the role of classroom teaching as the primary source of education. So what happens when school authority erodes? Students lose valuable learning time because teachers must spend more of each lesson dealing with disruption instead of teaching or giving constructive feedback. OECD data shows that 38.5% of Korean teachers reported losing a significant amount of lesson time because of disruptive behavior. This encourages apathy. One education ministry found that 27.3% of high schools reported students sleeping during lessons, while 19.2% reported students doing activities unrelated to class. Most importantly, teachers become exhausted and less willing to remain in the profession. In a 2024 survey, only 21.4% of Korean teachers said they were satisfied with their professional lives, and only 19.7% said they would choose teaching again. Even worse, many have lost their lives, health, and family due to this pressure. This cycle of violence, apathy, and sacrifice needs to be cut. Without it, we may very well lose the great equalizer of education to support our future. So my solutions reflect this problem, structural and social. The first solution then is the revision of South Korean laws related to child abuse and teacher discipline. Current regulations in practice are too loose and expose even reasonable disciplinary actions to accusations of abuse. In September 2022, for example, a special education teacher was reported for child abuse after preventing a student from pulling down his pants in class. Of course, this doesn't mean bringing back corporal punishment or giving teachers unlimited power. Instead, the law should have clear standards of physical abuse separate from ordinary discipline. Educational authorities should also respond quickly when problems happen and provide support for teachers who face unfair accusations or punishment. If teachers are expected to manage classrooms, they need protection as well. The second social solution is within us, because many teachers believe that a major cause of declining school authority is a lack of social education at home. This doesn't mean parents are telling their children to disrespect teachers. No. Parents cannot control everything their children see on the internet, but they can still teach important values, things like respect to teachers, responsibility, and self-control. Children should learn these days that they can disagree with teachers without being respectful and have constructive disagreements when they have so. It makes sense to feel that the desire to treat students well contradicts the desire to discipline them. In reality, those two things are essential to each other. I can only be safer, smarter, and kinder in a world where my teachers are protected. Thank you.